Hello friends, welcome back to CCSP certified channel. Today we will cover risk related to the CSPs. So previously in the last lecture we have covered the vendor specific risk. This is the linked to the previous concept only, but it is more generalized to the all type of vendors, whether it is a small vendors or a bigger vendors. These issues are linked with them. So we'll discuss about them. So far we already have covered different type of risk like multi-tenancy, virtualization related risk, encryption and data related risk, last lecture's vendor specific risk. This will discuss about the malicious insider, management plan, insecure API, CSP related risk. So before we jump to this, I will quickly discuss about the peace of mind activity, that is promotional activity published by IC Square. Current offer is that if you purchase a voucher by 31st of May, you can give a free attempt by June 30th. In case you don't qualify in the first attempt, you still have a free second attempt by 15th of August. So it is very good offer. You go with the free mind. Maximum of time you qualify in the first attempt only. Same way I did, and many of my student has qualified in the first attempt only. You can see their feedback in the LinkedIn profile. I will share the LinkedIn link also in this video description. In case you are not able to qualify in the first attempt, you still get a fair idea of the exam and your weaknesses, and that will be good to clear the exam in the next attempt. So definitely this offer is very close. You might not able to avail this offer, but next offer will be in the month of July. For this I am already preparing, and to harvest the offers I normally prepare the batches. So next batch I am starting from June 6th June onward. That will go around 10th July. It will be 25 classes, morning 4 days a week, 8 a.m. to 9:50 a.m. IST. So I have 100% record so far. You can see my candidates feedback, and this classes is good enough to clear the exam. I have prepared the customized syllabus, customized content based on the syllabus from the different sources. So I will not only give the PPT or the content, I will also give the question bank that I have collected from various sources. And if it is for working professional, I will give the classroom recordings also in case you miss it. Language of the course will be English, but I still encourage if anyone asks question in Hindi also, that's fine to me if it is fine to the class audience. Fees is 24,300 US dollar, but if you enroll before 6 or join along with the friends, you may get some additional discount. So write me at the ccsp-certified at the gmail.com if you are interested for the same. Apart from this, I am starting an online video recording services where I am uploading all my recordings of the classes. One simple recording link I will share in this video description. You can see how I'm teaching. So if you purchase this recording, if you cannot join any dedicated classes because of the work-life balance or because of the other reasons, you can go with this recording models. In this recording model also, I will share the recordings, my customized content and my question banks to you. So that will be good enough to clear the exam. Now we come to the topic of the day. Those are the mainly related to the uh, some CSP linked risk. So there are three type of risk. Those are very important to understand not only for exam perspective but the real life also. First is insecure API. Second is management interface, yeah, management plan compromise, and third is malicious insider. These three are very important for exam perspective also. You can expect three questions, one from each topic of the risk in this exam. So first is application programming interface APIs. What is APIs? So APIs are cloud providers. They provide some set of software interface or APIs to the customers to manage or interact with the cloud services. So all the provisioning, management, orchestration, monitoring, all these tasks are performed automatically remotely via the help of APIs. So the security of the system depends on the security of these basic APIs. Advantage of using these APIs in the cloud environment. First is rapid development. Definitely it helps in the rapid development. Automation. Also, it helps to integrate with third-party tools. If they expose their APIs, you can quickly integrate with any analytics or any reporting tools, any billing tools easily. So these APIs are very much required in the cloud interface. But uh, the problem is this insecure APIs, because the ease of development or the software development or the APIs developed by the developers, they use the component with unknown origin or they follow the uncertain development process, and that can bring a complex, highly dynamic software supply chain risk, where we are using APIs, those APIs using other vendors APIs, and in a supply chain, if the one uh, APIs which is weak and one has vulnerabilities, can impact the whole systems. So let's say I'm using APIs for authentication module use API of LDAP modules. LDAP modules use APIs of connections parameters like this. If any of the APIs, dependent APIs, is weak or has vulnerabilities, whole system or the product is vulnerable, even though you have developed the code with the ease or with the old best practices. Still the component or APIs, free APIs you use, they might be a problem to the systems. So they can create a security risk throughout the supply chain, can lead to insecure product being leveraged by your firm. And what is the best way to handle this? There should be a proper approval process, same way we use for all the software being consumed by the organization. Like if we have any licensed software, we have a approval process for them to use it, whether it is Outlook or whether it is a O365 or any software we use. Same way, if we use any APIs, we should have a approval process before using it. It is not that the APIs are free. We can use it without knowing the source, without understanding the risk associated with those APIs. So first part is insecure APIs, and we have seen that CSP provide all these capabilities to their customers via the APIs, and there is a management plan or management interface they create for the customers. The customer management interface of the cloud providers are internet accessible, so they give the interface to the customer. Those are internet accessible, and a large set of resources can be managed via those interface. Therefore, pose a significant risk, especially when combined with the remote access and web browser vulnerabilities. There might be the web browser vulnerabilities associated with those interface that can increase a significant risk, and they also sometimes these resources are being used by GUI or CLI or APIs, and they are the primary resource to protect for the CSP. It is a CSP responsibility to protect the management plan. So if they in a question in the exam, if they ask what is the primary resource to protect by the CSP, if the answer is a management plan, you must go with that option, because it is the prime resource that is under responsibility of the CSP. It is provided by the CSP to the customer. So you might have seen the either Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud. If you have purchased and created account, they give a interface where you log in, like cloud.oracle.com. If you go and give your tenancy name, the page you land, it is a management plan. It is managed by the CSP, where you can spin up the machine. You can create your IAM policies. You can create your databases, segment networks. All this you can manage via API based approach, and that is the prime resource to protect. And that is the compromise of this interface can impact the whole system. So the management plan poses a significant center of risk, also single point of the failure also. If it is single point of this is the single point to manage all the resources, it also a single point of failure, also a significant risk of the center also. So cloud provider must take great pains to ensure that the management plane is configured correctly and securely, that sufficient redundancy exists for every aspect of the management plan. So management plan is a very important component for CSP, and they should ensure that there should be enough redundancy, so there is no single point of failure, and there is enough security and the configuration available to management plan. And to access the management plan, there should be a role-based access control, IAM policies. All this should be implemented, so unauthorized access is not possible in the, for of the management plane. The next one is most important is malicious insider. Is very important and very dangerous, is same like chokidari chor hai. You might have heard like a police wala gunda, the one who has authority is criminal itself, or rakshak hi bhakshak, like this. So the one who is given the work to protect, if he is the corrupt or he is the malicious, this you cannot protect the systems. So it is if you see read about the Notorious 9 and ANISA 8, those are given by the different organizations about the risk in the cloud. Malicious Insider is a top risk. Identify them. It is common by different vendors. They have given the risk definition or risk parameters. Malicious Insider is common type of risk they have identified, and is very dangerous because it is hard to detect even using some advanced security threat detection tool if you use, because due to the fact that an insider threat typically does not reveal itself until the moment of the attacks. Until the moment of attack happens, you cannot identify an insider threat. And it can be a current employee, former employee, contractor, business partners who has a authorized access to an organization network system data, or intentionally exceed or misuse the access in the manner that it affect the confidentiality, integrity and availability CIA of the organization information or information systems. So malicious insider can be anything like employee, contractor, business partners who has an unauthorized access or authorized access to the resources. Also, because of the malicious sector looks like a legitimate user, it can be difficult to distinguish between normal behavior and suspicious activity in the days, weeks, or months leading up to an attack. Until an attack happens, it is very difficult to identify whether it is a malicious activity, suspicious activity, or it is a normal behavior. So these three threads are very important, can be with the larger and the bigger CSP also. So previously we have seen the vendor locking, vendor lockouts. All these are normally not with the trusted or good CSPs, but insecure API, management plane compromiser, insider or malicious insider can be with any type of CSPs, and very important for exam perspectives. Now we'll see few questions related to these concepts. This comes in the exams. The first one is according to Cloud Security Alliance CSA. So CSA is organizations who conduct along with the IC squad this CCSP exam. So it is a organization who is responsible for CCSP exam. So they, according to them, what is the one reason that the threat of insecure interface and APIs is so prevalent in the cloud computing? Why is insecure APIs is so prevalent risk in the cloud? Why it is there? So there are four options. First is APIs inherently insecure. That is not a correct answer. Definitely APIs are not inherently insecure. The second one is attackers have already published vulnerability of all known APIs. Definitely it is not the case. If it is the case, all the APIs would have been cracked. So if any such option come which give the extreme options, then you just remove that option first. APIs are form of malware. This is very funny. Nothing like this. Most of the cloud customer interact with the resources will be performed through APIs. We have seen that APIs driven approach, customer use or manage all these resources, monitoring, provisioning, or orchestration via APIs. And because of these, the APIs threat is more prevalent in the cloud environment than the native environment. So option will be D, correct for this question. The next one, according to CSA, which aspect of the managed cloud services make the threat of malicious insider so alarming? Why the malicious insider so alarming? Why it is a top threats in the cloud? Which factor of the cloud make it more vulnerable? So scalability, definitely it is a feature that help to scale up quickly. So it cannot be the answer. Meter service is to give the metering service pay-per-use model. Flexibility definitely is the advantage of multi-tenancy. Multi-tenancy is a feature which allowing multiple customers to reside in the same system, and it is giving the advantage that customer CSP can survive by renting the services to the multiple customers. But it is also increasing threats because if a malicious insider is there, he can impact uh, customers and their data of thousands of the customers who are on the same same cloud environment. So in normal cases, I can impact only my system or my organization data only if I am a malicious insider of a on-premise system. But if I am a cloud side, I can impact thousands of the customers in one go. The next one is the dot blank controls the entire infrastructure, is independent of the network location and always potential exposed to the customer, therefore making is a prime resource to protect. We have seen that which one is the prime resource to protect, and definitely it is a management plane. Though we have a hypervisor also, we will see the SDN also in other language lectures also, but the management plane is one which is the exposed to the customer. Others are not exposed to the customer. Hypervisor is not exposed to the customer. SDN also not exposed to the customer. And the prime resource, if the management plane is the option, always go with the management plane or management interface, which is a prime resource to protect for the CSP. The second last question: what does the management plane typically utilize to perform administrative function on the hypervisor that is it has access to? So we have seen that management plane use APIs, and APIs based approach we have seen all the operation happen via APIs, all the interaction between management plane, virtualized machines, hypervisors happen via APIs. That's why the APIs are very important. Secure APIs are very important. So management plane, security, and the secure APIs are the two prime resources for the CSPs. The last one, which is a simple question: what is good best practice for management plan related activities? So in such scenarios, we always go with the best option available in the options, because such questions are mainly on the common sense based. So all privileged account access to the management plane should be include multi-factor authentication. We have read about the multi-factor authentication in the lecture 2, in the topic 2 of IAM. So definitely it is correct option. Management plan activity should be performed with non-privileged account. Highly incorrect. Interface should be done via SOAP based. We have seen that it should be the race based approach. We should always go with the, and definitely least privileges model should not be concerned. It should be concerned about the least privileges model. So it is written opposite. So in that case, the answer will be A. So that's for today. Hope this lecture is informative to you. You might have liked it. Please follow my channel so you don't miss any of the videos which is coming next now. And you can write me at the ccsp-certified@gmail.com if you have any query. Thank you. Like my channel, subscribe my channel.